I was standing at the check-in counter when my mother reached across me and slid my passport toward the airline agent. "Cancel this ticket," she said. The agent, a woman in her 40s with sharp eyes, looked at me, then at my mother, then back at me. "Ma'am, I need the passenger's consent for any changes." "I'm her mother. She's not going." I felt my throat tighten. My hands were shaking. I was 26 years old and my mother was still doing this. The agent picked up my passport. She opened it. Her eyes moved across the page. Then she looked up at my mother. "This passenger is listed under a different last name than yours." My mother blinked. "What?" "Her legal name is Iris Langford. Your ID says Patricia Kane." I watched my mother's face shift. Confusion, then anger. "She changed it," my mother said. "Without telling me." The agent's expression didn't change. "Miss Langford, do you want to board this flight?" I nodded. My voice came out quiet. "Yes, then I'll check you in." My mother grabbed my wrist, hard. "Iris, we are not done talking about this." The agent's tone cooled. "Ma'am, I'm going to need you to step back." My mother let go, but she didn't step back. She leaned in close to my ear. "If you get on that plane, don't come back." I took my passport. I took my boarding pass. I walked toward security without looking at her. I heard her voice behind me, sharp and carrying. "You'll regret this." I didn't turn around. "I changed my name 6 months ago. I didn't tell anyone. Not my mother. Not my younger brother, Aaron. Not my Aunt Linda, who still called me every Sunday to ask if I was eating enough. I went to the courthouse alone. Filled out the forms. Paid the fee. When the clerk handed me the certificate, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Like I could breathe. Iris Kane was the name my mother gave me. The name she used when she introduced me to people. When she signed my report cards. When she screamed at me in the kitchen. Iris Langford was mine. Langford was my father's name. He died when I was 4. I don't remember much about him, just his voice. The way he used to hum when he cooked. The way my mother's face changed after he was gone. She remarried when I was 7. His name was Dennis. He had 2 kids from a previous marriage, my stepbrother Kyle and my stepsister Jenna. My mother legally changed my last name to Kane to make us a real family. I was too young to understand what that meant. By the time I was old enough, I hated it. The flight was 11 hours. I didn't sleep. I kept replaying the airport in my head. My mother's hand on my wrist, her voice in my ear. When I landed, it was early morning. The air was cool. The city was unfamiliar. I took a cab to the address I'd memorized. It was a small apartment. 1 bedroom, clean, quiet. I sat on the floor and cried. Not because I was sad, because I was finally gone. I got the job 3 months before I left. It was a remote position, content editor for a design firm based in Vancouver. I'd been applying to jobs outside the country for over a year. Anything to get out. Anything to put distance between me and my mother. When they offered me the role, I didn't celebrate. I just started planning. I opened a new bank account. I rerouted my paycheck. I found an apartment online and paid the deposit in advance. I bought a one-way ticket. I didn't tell my mother until 2 weeks before I left. She didn't take it well. "You're being selfish," she said. We were in the kitchen. She was chopping vegetables. I was standing by the counter, arms crossed. "I got a job, Mom, a good one. You have a job here. I work at a bookstore. You have family here. I'll visit." She slammed the knife down. "You'll visit. You're moving to another country, Iris. You won't visit, you'll leave and forget about us." "That's not true." "It is." She turned to face me. Her eyes were red. "You've always been like this, always running away." "I'm not running away. I'm moving forward." "You're abandoning your brother." That hit. Aaron was 19. He still lived at home. He worked part-time at a garage and spent most of his free time in his room. "I'm not abandoning him. He can call me anytime. He needs you here. He needs space from you." She slapped me. Not hard, just enough to sting. Just enough to remind me that she could. I didn't say anything. I just left the kitchen. That was the beginning of the end. The next 2 weeks were hell. She stopped talking to me. She'd walk past me in the hallway without looking. She'd make dinner for everyone except me. She told Aaron and Dennis that I was going through something and that they should give me space. She made me invisible. It was a tactic she'd used before. When I was 16 and told her I didn't want to go to the same college she picked out. When I was 22 and said I didn't want to work at Dennis's company. She'd freeze me out until I apologized, until I admitted I was wrong, until I gave in. This time I didn't. Dennis tried to talk to me once. He knocked on my bedroom door 3 days before my flight. I opened it. He stood there with his hands in his pockets, looking uncomfortable. "Your mom's worried about you," he said. "She's not worried, she's angry. She's both." I didn't respond, he sighed. "Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't go, but maybe you could, I don't know, compromise. Compromise how? Stay for another year, save more money. Make a plan she's comfortable with. I have a plan, Dennis. I have a job, I have an apartment, I'm 26 years old. I know, but she's your mother. She's also controlling." He flinched. "That's not fair. It's true." He left after that. Aaron didn't say anything until the night before I left. I was packing my suitcase when he came into my room. He sat on my bed and watched me fold clothes. "You're really going," he said. "Yeah, Mom's losing it. I know. She thinks you're doing this to hurt her." I stopped folding. "Do you think that?" He didn't answer right away. Then he shook his head. "No. I think you're finally doing something for yourself." I sat down next to him. "You could too, you know. Maybe." He looked at his hands. "But I'm not like you." "What do you mean?" "You're brave, I'm not." "You are, you just don't know it yet." He smiled. It was small, sad. "Text me when you land," he said. "I will." He left. I didn't see him again before I got on the plane. The first week in Vancouver was strange. I woke up every morning expecting to hear my mother's voice. The sound of her moving through the house. The way she'd knock on my door and tell me I was late for something I didn't want to do. But it was quiet. I went to work. I made coffee. I walked to the grocery store. I came home and sat by the window and watched the street below. I called Aaron twice. He answered once. "How is it?" he asked. "Different." "Good different?" "I think so. Mom's still not talking about you." "I figured. She's pretending you're on vacation." I didn't know what to say to that. "I'm sorry," he said. "For what?" "For not standing up for you. You don't have to." "I know, but I should have." We talked for a few more minutes. Then he had to go. I didn't hear from him again for a month. The email came on a Thursday. I was at work, editing a client's website copy when my phone buzzed. It was from an address I didn't recognize. The subject line said, "You need to see this." I almost deleted it, but something made me open it. Inside was a scanned document, a legal form. My name was on it. Not Iris Langford, Iris Kane. It was a petition, filed by my mother, requesting a legal evaluation of my mental competency. I read it 3 times, then I called Aaron. "Did you know about this?" I asked. "Know about what?" "Mom filed a petition to have me declared mentally incompetent." Silence. "Aaron." "I didn't know," he said. "I swear." "When did she do this?" "I don't know. She's been meeting with a lawyer." "I thought it was about the house." "It's not about the house." My hands were shaking. I felt sick. "What is she trying to do?" I asked. "I don't know," but I did. She was trying to control me, even from another country. I hired a lawyer the next day. Her name was Simone. She was in her 50s, calm, efficient. She read the petition and made a note. "This won't hold," she said. "You're an adult, you're employed, you're living independently. There's no basis for this." Then why did she file it? To scare you, to make you think you need her permission to live your own life. Can she do anything with this? She can try, but she'll lose. I felt some of the tension leave my chest. What do I do? You respond. You provide proof of your stability, employment records, bank statements, a letter from your employer. Anything that shows you're fully capable of managing your own affairs. And then we file a countermotion. And we make it very clear that any further action will be considered harassment. I nodded. "One more thing," Simone said. "If she continues, you may want to consider a restraining order." The words felt heavy. "That's my mother." "I know. But this behavior, filing false legal claims, attempting to control your autonomy, it's not normal. And it won't stop unless you stop it." I left her office with a folder full of paperwork and a knot in my stomach. I didn't tell Aaron about the lawyer. I didn't tell anyone. I just started gathering documents. Pay stubs, lease agreement, a reference letter from my boss. I scanned everything and sent it to Simone. She filed the response 2 weeks later. The day after my mother called me, I let it go to voicemail. She called again and again. On the fourth call, I answered, "What do you want?" "I want to talk to you." "There's nothing to talk about." "Iris, please." "I'm your mother. You filed a legal petition against me." Silence. "I was trying to help you." "Help me? You tried to have me declared incompetent." "You weren't thinking clearly. You left everything behind." "I left you behind." Her voice changed, colder. "You're making a mistake." "No. I'm finally making my own choices." "You'll regret this." "You already said that." I hung up. She didn't call again. 3 months passed. I stopped checking my phone every time it buzzed. I stopped expecting her voice on the other end. I started sleeping through the night. Work was good. My boss, Caroline, was kind. She didn't ask about my family. She didn't push when I said I needed a day off. She just let me exist without explanation. I made one friend. Her name was Maya. She worked at the coffee shop near my apartment. We started talking one morning when I came in early. She asked where I was from. I told her. She asked why I moved. I said I needed a change. She didn't press. We got coffee together on weekends. She introduced me to her friends. They were loud and warm and didn't know anything about me except what I chose to tell them. It felt good. It felt like starting over. Then Aaron stopped answering my texts. At first, I thought he was busy. He'd always been bad at responding. But after 2 weeks of silence, I started to worry. I called him. It went straight to voicemail. I called again the next day, same thing. I messaged him on every platform I could think of. Nothing. Finally, I called Dennis. He answered on the third ring. "Iris," his voice was flat. "Is Aaron okay?" "He's fine. I haven't heard from him in 2 weeks. He's dealing with some things." "What things?" "Family things. I'm his family." "You left." The words felt like a slap. "Is my mother doing this?" I asked. He didn't answer. "Dennis." "She's upset, Iris. You humiliated her." That legal response, it made her look bad. "She filed a false claim against me. She was trying to protect you. She was trying to control me. You don't understand what it's been like here since you left. She's depressed. She barely leaves the house. Aaron's struggling because of it. Aaron's struggling because she's manipulating him. You don't know what you're talking about. Then let me talk to him. He doesn't want to talk to you. Did he say that? He doesn't have to." Dennis hung up. I sat there staring at my phone. I tried to reach Aaron for another week. Nothing. Then I got a message from an unknown number. "Stop calling him. You're making it worse." I wrote back. "Who is this?" No response. I tried again. "Is this Jenna?" A minute later, "Yes, Jenna, my stepsister." I hadn't spoken to her in over a year. We were never close. She was 3 years older than me and spent most of our childhood making it clear I wasn't really part of the family. I typed, "What's going on with Aaron?" "He's fine, just leave him alone. I'm his sister. You left. You don't get to be his sister from another country." I stared at the screen. "Is my mother telling him not to talk to me?" 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. "Then she's protecting him from you." "From me? You hurt her. You embarrassed her. You filed legal documents that made her look like a bad mother. Aaron sees that Aaron sees that. He's angry at you." I read the message twice. "I want to hear that from him. You can't. He blocked you." My chest felt tight. "Why?" "Because Mom asked him to, and because he's tired of being in the middle." I wanted to throw my phone. I wanted to scream. Instead, I just sat there, staring at Jenna's words. "Tell him I love him," I typed. She didn't respond. I couldn't focus after that. Work became harder. I'd sit at my desk and stare at the screen. Caroline noticed. She asked if I was okay. I said I was fine. She didn't believe me. "If you need time off, take it," she said. "I don't need time off." "You look exhausted." "I'm fine." She left it alone, but I knew she was watching. Maya noticed too. We were having coffee one Saturday when she put her cup down and looked at me. "You've been somewhere else for weeks," she said. "I'm here." "No, you're not." I didn't know what to say. "Is it your family?" she asked. I nodded. "Do you want to talk about it?" "Not really." "Okay." She picked up her cup again. "But if you do, I'm here." I appreciated that. The not pushing, the just being there, but I didn't talk about it. I didn't know how. 4 months after I left, I got a package. It was small, no return address. Just my name and apartment number written in handwriting I didn't recognize. I opened it carefully. Inside was a USB drive, nothing else. No note, no explanation. I plugged it into my laptop. There was one folder. Inside were photos. Photos of me at the bookstore where I used to work, me walking to my car, me at the grocery store, me sitting in a park near my old apartment. They were taken over several months. Some were from before I left. Some were from the week I moved out. I felt my stomach turn. I scrolled through them. There were 37 photos total. At the bottom of the folder was a video file. I almost didn't open it, but I did. It was my mother. She was sitting in her living room. The camera was shaky, like someone was holding a phone. She was talking to someone off screen. "I need to know where she is," she said. "I need to know if she's okay." A man's voice responded. I didn't recognize it. "She's fine. She's in Vancouver, working, living alone." "You're sure?" "I'm sure. And she hasn't talked to anyone, no lawyers, no police. Not that I've seen." My mother leaned back. She looked tired, older than I remembered. "Keep watching her," she said. "For how long?" "Until I say stop." The video ended. I sat there for a long time, then I called Simone. "This is stalking," Simone said. We were in her office. I'd brought my laptop. She'd watched the video twice. "She hired someone to follow me." "Yes. And document your movements. This is illegal." "What do I do?" "You file a police report. You get a restraining order. And you make it very clear that any further contact or surveillance will result in criminal charges." She's my mother. She's also breaking the law. I felt sick. What if she doesn't stop? Then she'll face consequences. Simone pulled out a form. "I need you to write down everything. When you noticed the surveillance, when you received the package, any other incidents you can remember." I started writing. It took 2 hours. The police report was filed 3 days later. The officer who took my statement was a woman in her 30s. She was professional, calm. She didn't ask why my mother would do this. She just took the information and said someone would follow up. "How long does that take?" I asked. "Depends. Could be a few days. Could be a few weeks. And the restraining order. You'll need to file that separately. Your lawyer can help." I left the station feeling hollow. Simone filed the restraining order the following week. It was a temporary order. We had to go to court to make it permanent. The hearing was scheduled for 6 weeks out. "Will she be there?" I asked. "Yes, she'll have a chance to respond." "What will she say?" "I don't know, but we have evidence, the photos, the video, the legal petition. It's a clear pattern of controlling behavior." "What if the judge doesn't see it that way?" "Then we appeal, but I don't think it'll come to that." I wanted to believe her. 2 weeks before the hearing, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "Hello, Iris, it's Aunt Linda." I hadn't heard her voice in months. "Hi, I need to talk to you about your mother." My chest tightened. "What about her?" "She's not doing well. She's been crying every day. She's not eating. She's barely leaving her room." "I'm sorry to hear that." "You're sorry," Linda's voice sharpened. "You did this to her." "I didn't do anything to her." "You filed a restraining order. Against your own mother. She hired someone to stalk me. She was worried about you. She was trying to control me. She loves you, Iris. She's always loved you. And this is how you repay her." I felt my hands start to shake. "I can't do this right now. You need to drop the restraining order. You need to call her and apologize." "I'm not going to do that. Then you're going to destroy this family." "The family was already destroyed, Linda. I'm just the first one who left." I hung up. My hands were trembling. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Maya found me sitting on my bathroom floor 20 minutes later. She didn't ask what happened. She just sat down next to me and stayed. The hearing was on a Tuesday. I flew back. I didn't tell anyone I was coming. I stayed in a hotel near the courthouse. Simone met me in the lobby that morning. She was carrying a folder. "Are you ready?" she asked. "No, that's normal." We walked to the courthouse together. It was a small building, old, the kind of place that smelled like dust and legal paperwork. We checked in at the front desk. The clerk told us to wait. I sat in a plastic chair and stared at the wall. Then I saw her, my mother. She was standing near the entrance with a man in a suit. Her lawyer, I assumed. She looked smaller than I remembered. Thinner. Her hair was pulled back tight. Her face was pale. She saw me. For a moment, neither of us moved. Then she started walking toward me. Simone stood up. "Mrs. Kane, you need to stay back. I just want to talk to my daughter." "You can't." "Iris, please." I didn't look at her. "Iris." Simone stepped between us. "If you don't step back, I'll have security remove you." My mother's lawyer put a hand on her arm. "Patricia, come on." She let him pull her away, but she didn't stop looking at me. The hearing lasted an hour. Simone presented the evidence. The photos, the video, the petition. She walked the judge through the timeline, the pattern of behavior, the escalation. My mother's lawyer argued that she was a concerned parent, that she had a right to know if her daughter was safe, that the surveillance was a one-time lapse in judgment. The judge asked my mother if she understood why I was seeking the restraining order. She said no. "I don't understand," she said. Her voice broke. "I'm her mother. I love her. I just wanted to make sure she was okay." "By hiring someone to follow her?" the judge asked. "I didn't know what else to do. She left. She changed her name. She stopped talking to me." "Did you ask her why?" My mother didn't answer. The judge looked at me. "Miss Langford, would you like to say anything?" I stood up. My legs felt weak. "I left because I couldn't breathe," I said. "She spent my entire life making decisions for me, telling me who to be, what to do, where to live. When I finally made a choice for myself, she tried to have me declared incompetent. When that didn't work, she hired someone to follow me. I don't feel safe. I don't think I've ever felt safe." My voice cracked. "I just want to live my own life." The room was quiet. The judge made a note. Then she looked at my mother. "Mrs. Kane, I'm granting the restraining order. You are not to contact Miss Langford directly or indirectly. No phone calls, no emails, no third-party messages, no surveillance. If you violate this order, you will face criminal charges. Do you understand?" My mother's face crumpled. "She's my daughter. Do you understand?" "Yes." The judge signed the document. It was over. I left the courthouse through a side exit. Simone walked me to my car. "You did the right thing," she said. "Then why do I feel like this?" "Because she's your mother, and even when they hurt us, we still love them." I nodded. "What happens now?" I asked. "You go home, you live your life. You move forward. And if she doesn't stop, then we take further action." I got in my car. Simone tapped the roof twice. "You're stronger than you think," she said. I drove back to the hotel. I didn't cry, I just felt numb. I flew back to Vancouver the next morning. Maya picked me up from the airport. She didn't ask how it went. She just handed me a coffee and drove. When we got to my apartment, she helped me carry my bag upstairs. "Do you want company?" she asked. "I think I need to be alone." "Okay, text me if you change your mind." She left. I sat on my couch and stared at the wall. My phone buzzed. It was Aaron. I heard about the hearing. My heart jumped. "Are you okay?" I typed back. "I don't know. Can we talk?" 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then appeared again. Not yet, but soon. It wasn't much, but it was something. 2 months passed. I started therapy. My therapist's name was Dr. Patel. She was patient. She didn't push, she just listened. "You did something most people can't," she said during one session. "What?" "You set a boundary and you enforced it. It doesn't feel like enough. It's more than enough, it's everything." I started to believe her. Aaron called me on a Sunday. I was making breakfast when my phone rang. I almost dropped the pan. "Aaron." "Hey." His voice sounded older, tired. "How are you?" I asked. "I'm okay. I'm sorry I didn't call sooner." "It's okay." "It's not. Mom told me things about you, about what happened." I believed her. "What did she tell you?" "That you were having a breakdown, that you were being manipulated by people in Vancouver, that the restraining order was part of some plan to hurt her." I closed my eyes. "None of that is true," I said. "I know, I saw the court documents. Jenna showed me." "Jenna?" "Yeah, she didn't agree with Mom either, she just didn't know how to say it." I sat down. "I'm sorry I blocked you," Aaron said. "I was confused and scared, and I didn't know how to handle it." "You don't have to apologize." "I do, you're my sister, and I abandoned you." "You didn't abandon me, you were protecting yourself." He was quiet for a moment. "I'm thinking about moving out," he said. "Really?" "Yeah, I can't stay here anymore. It's too much." "Where will you go?" "I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out." "If you need help." "I know, thank you." We talked for another hour about everything, about nothing. It felt normal. It felt good. When we hung up, I cried. But this time, it wasn't sad. 6 months after the hearing, I got a letter. It was from my mother. I almost threw it away. But I opened it. The handwriting was shaky. Iris, I know I'm not supposed to contact you. I know I've hurt you. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't even know if I deserve forgiveness. I've been seeing a therapist. She's helping me understand things I didn't want to see, about myself, about the way I treated you. I was wrong. About so many things. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know if I can, but I want you to know that I'm sorry, and I hope one day you can be happy. Mom, I read it 3 times, then I put it in a drawer. I didn't respond. Not yet, maybe not ever, but I kept it. A year after I moved to Vancouver, I got promoted. Caroline called me into her office one afternoon. "You've been doing great work," she said. "I want to make you senior editor." I stared at her. "Really? Really? You've earned it." I went home that night and called Aaron. "I got promoted," I said. "That's amazing. I'm so proud of you." "Thanks. See, you did it. You got out. You built something." "Yeah, I guess I did. I still think about my mother sometimes. I wonder if she's okay. If she's still going to therapy. If she's changed. But I don't reach out, because I've learned something important. Loving someone doesn't mean letting them hurt you. And leaving doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes it just means you survived. Aaron moved out 3 months ago. He got an apartment across town. He calls me every week. He sounds lighter now. Freer. Jenna reached out once. She apologized for the things she said. We're not close, but we're civil. Dennis sent me an email on my birthday. It was short, just happy birthday. I didn't respond. Maya is still my best friend. She knows everything now. She sat with me through all of it. Dr. Patel says I'm doing well, that I've made remarkable progress. I don't know about remarkable, but I know I'm okay, and that's enough.